We're on a live. There we go. Good morning. Good Mustachio Monday morning. Mustachio Monday morning.
Were they able to see our...
Why are you so far out?
Were you able to see our mustache? Were you
Our
guys
beard
able to see
stash.
our fancy do's?
The beard stash.
Oh my gosh.
It was a frozen one. It was a frozen beard. It was
Frozen
an ice beard.
ice age beard. It did not get to melt yet. Just in time for summer. Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It's always weird coming back on Monday after not seeing you guys for like 2 days. Like, I totally feel some kind of like separation. Raise your hand if you feel the same way too. Okay, let's say good morning to whoever is in the room.
Okay.
Oh, I
Edith.
see a new name.
Hey, Susanna, what's up? Kristen, Jeanette, Crystal, Andrea. Catch up. I'm so quick today.
Yeah, you are.
Candace.
What?
Lori. I thought you wanted to say hi.
Oh.
Stacy's here. That's amazing. Jessica
Edith, that's
Knox
a new
is
name.
here.
Edith, do it. Where are you from? Drop a comment. Tell us where you're from.
Jay Knox in the house. What? Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Veroni.
Good morning, you guys, and anybody else who's joining. So,
And Erin. And if we didn't say hi, it's because we can't see that you're here. So drop a comment, say what up.
right, probably because you have some kind of private features. You know what? I wouldn't blame you if I were you, but this is a safe place.
We don't have private features.
No,
We're not private.
no. Okay, so today
You are in our house right now.
Today it's Monday, and we love to talk about mindset topics on Monday because you know what? We need to tell you the truth, which we always do. However, mindset normally requires a little bit more of the hard truth. And now the reason why we love to talk about these topics is because we find that it provides the most personal growth for the person listening on the other end. Why? Because that when we've been taught all these elements, those are really the topics that have given us the most amount of breakthrough in the personal development department. So now, you know,
Can we say hi to a couple more people too who have
Yeah.
jumped in? Because we asked them to say hi. But I see Kathy here now, and Brittany Burns, and Josie, and Julia. Great to have you all. And another Brittany from small town, Newport, Washington. Oh, that's
Cool.
amazing. That's very close
do
to
you
where
know
I grew
where
up.
it is?
Yeah. And Laura just signed up for Burn Zone. Amazing. We appreciate
Congratulations.
you trusting us.
Speaking of
Get ready.
signing up, who in here registered for the webinar? Drop an emoji. In case you don't know, we do have a webinar coming up next week. It's going to be absolutely epic. We're going to be talking about the 3 steps that you have to acquire in order to achieve sustainable weight loss. It is that simple. It's not easy. It's that simple. We're going to teach you how simple it is. So if you are striving to achieve sustainable weight loss, then please join us. All you got to do is just go to the link, improveyousolutions.com/webinar. I don't think
There's
Tammy
links
is there.
somewhere. There's
Yeah.
links in the Facebook group. If not, you can just send a message to Tammy or myself.
Or
Lauren,
if somebody in the room who has signed up, if you can just do us a solid and just drop a link in the comments as we're
Yeah.
talking, that will be epic. We'll greatly appreciate it. Lois, that's another new name. Lois, where are you from, girl?
Nice.
Love it,
I
love it.
feel like I have prepared a sermon for Erin's church today.
Oh. Would you like a mic?
No, it's gonna come. You'll know when it comes.
Okay.
You will know.
We ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, by the way, you guys, like the topics that we talk about, like everything is intertwined. So you may have heard us talk about something of that sort in that department, but it's all good reminders. Okay, so look, you know, we live in the 21st century. Patience is something that has to be acquired, trained, and developed. People are extremely impatient, and you know what? I don't blame anybody, because like with the way that society rolls nowadays, right? Like everything happens at a very fast pace. And I'm not just talking about like Amazon Prime and like how quick and easy you get products delivered to your door, but I mean, you know, like we now have planes. I mean, to the point where, I mean, Elon Musk is now trying to take us to Mars, and he's amazing. But, you know, like if you want to, let's say, go to the other side of the globe, you'll be able to get to the other side of the world in less than a day, which is insane, right? Like 100 years ago, it would have probably taken you like a week. 200 years ago, you would have been told that it was impossible, right? Let's say you want to go to the other side of the country. All it's going to take is a few hours. Or let's say you live in California and you want to go from SoCal all the way up to San Fran. It's going to take you only a couple of hours, right? So like things happen at a very fast pace nowadays, which is incredible in many ways, in the sense that we're able, if you know how to use your time effectively, which is, by the way, something that has to be trained. There is a system to it, right? Like it doesn't just happen by default. So like if you are already like a hawk with regards to your time management and schedule, then living in the 21st century, already having an efficient calendar will allow you to become more efficient on your day-to-day life, which is amazing because it solves a lot of problem. Do you agree? Yes or no? Drop a comment right now and tell us one thing that you're grateful for living in the 21st century. Right? Like I'm grateful for the fact that there is water, like when I only just turn on the faucet. Like just to think about it, I'm not sure if it's 100 or 200 years ago, but it's like you had to walk somewhere to go and fill up buckets to like, you know, basically have access to water. Or just to think that when my grandma did laundry, she did everything by hand. Right? Like when we say now laundry day, like before laundry day took an entire day. Now laundry day is like, let me go upstairs, like pop a load into the washer, transfer it to the dryer. And like maybe if you're doing 4 loads, it's going to take you like an hour tops to like, to fold everything. But you know, like so many problems nowadays, just in our regular day-to-day life is being solved due to the fact that, you know, everything is so advanced and we live in such a high pace. And then like, you know, ever since the internet revolution in the 1900, or you know, ever since we entered the information era, it's almost like, you know, the pace of everything has increased even more. I mean, look, now with the internet, like we have the opportunity of speaking to 31 lovely souls from literally all across the country. And if there's somebody outside of the United States, then I'm giving you a shout out to, drop a comment.
Australia, I see, is here.
Really? Mm-hmm. Epic. So you see, like, you know, you are in our office, right? And like you're in Australia. Like 100 years ago, or even like 50 years ago, this would have not been possible. So this is incredible. However, with this expectation that we're so used to, or it's like, you know, I want to share with you like just my own personal like story. It's like, you know, when you're doing things on the internet and then like you get disconnected for some reason, and like a video stops, or like you're in the middle of something, like you just sent an email and like it's not able to go through, and you're like
the world is ending.
Yeah, like just because like you're taking 20 seconds out of your time that are inconvenient. God forbid. 100 years ago, like let's say whoever is in here from Australia, let's say if I had to send you a mail, like it would probably get to you within a month. So like, you know, And this is just a point that I'm trying to make.
Can I also add to your point that we often fight over and take pride in how busy we are. So busy. It's like almost like it's a badge sometimes. And I know, because I feel it sometimes too, when I accomplish a lot of shit in a small period of time, I'm like, wow, I'm so busy. And when my calendar's full, I'm like, I got so many things going on. And sometimes it's more overwhelming than anything else. But I told myself this morning too, I'd rather have too many things to do than not enough things to do. That's besides the point. But do you notice that there's kind of this good feeling that we have when we're really busy, right? Like you're proud of being busy. And I think that it's honestly because so many of us are not okay within ourselves that if we're not busy, we don't know what to do with ourselves. So we stay busy. We always have things to do. And then you don't have time to do the things that you want to do or you know that you need to do in order to get what you want, but you don't have time because you're too busy filling a void with stuff.
I want to give a shout out to Aussie Amanda. Amanda, where in Australia are you from? Drop a comment. I'm going to message you earlier because I'm going to have to ask you a quick favor.
She may have already said where she's from, I'm not sure.
Did she?
I don't know.
Erin, you're absolutely right, and I love what you said. I think we need to have like a topic just with regards to time management and the difference between being busy and being productive. There's a huge difference between that.
Side note, right now it looks like I shaved this side of my head. Who thinks that I should do it?
I think it'd look great, but...
Who thinks I should do it? We've had this debate.
No, I don't want you to do it.
Okay, anyways, moving on. South
Australia. Love it. Amanda, I'm gonna reach out to you later on today. Hopefully you'll see it in time with the time difference. If not, you'll check it tomorrow. So, you know, we have grown to be completely impatient because we are so used to this instant gratification day-to-day life, right? Like when we send an email, all we gotta do is click. When we send a DM, all we gotta do is click. When we enter to join this Facebook group, all we gotta do is click, right? Like it's as simple as one click. When you register for a webinar, all you have to do is just click. Say register or sign up, whatever the button says, right? But like life right now is as simple as a click of a button. Now, life up to, I would say 50 years ago, required a lot of work to get you anywhere. So now, though there is a lot of positive things with regards to the speed in which we're living on our day-to-day life, there is also a lot of downsides to it. Because we are so used to this simple, fast access to everything, the expectation of the human brain is that now
less work is required.
Less work is required. Things that require a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears just get delivered to your door, right? Oh my gosh, I had another thought.
It's kind of like our expectation is that, or because we're so accustomed to things being simple and easy and fast and cheap and convenient and all these things, we lose our hard shell. We lose our resilience.
Yes, that's what I want.
We lose the ability to do hard work because to get so many things, it doesn't require hard work. Use it or lose it. It's called discipline. And, you know, I was thinking about it. By the way, we had a conversation this weekend about how you do anything is how you do everything. If you remember the great debate between us.
Yes, we actually had a debate about it, and we will have an episode.
We will have an episode about it. But anyways, I'm partially right. So But because we're so used to doing things, having things, come to us easy and fast, we lose the ability to grind, and we want things fast. I don't think that we actually expect. I think deep down we know that good things don't come easy. I think that deep down we know that. But what also tailors this attitude is seeing overnight successes, not knowing the whole story, not knowing that the overnight success was not overnight. You see a before and after picture of somebody who lost 50 pounds or 100 pounds, and it looks like it happened overnight, right? Because all you see is the beginning and the end. You don't see the trials that went in the middle. You don't see the adversity. You don't see the struggle. You don't see the I'm tired, but I'm going to do it anyways. You don't see the, oh, I guess I'm going to wake up a little bit earlier today to get this done because I've got these other obligations. You don't see, oh, I'm going to, take my kids to the childcare at the gym, even though it costs me a little bit more. You don't see all of that. You see the before and you see the after. And, you see the successful business owner or, entrepreneur or inventor of something or whatever. You see, oh, all of a sudden now everybody knows who they are. You don't see what work got put into that. And it's important to recognize there's work. Anybody who is successful worked for it. If you have things handed to you, you won't keep it unless you work for it. Right? Anything good that you possess requires work. Think about it. Do you have an amazing relationship? Did that require work? Do you have an amazing, I ask myself anything that I have that I feel has been a great accomplishment. Did it require work? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Mm-hmm. And the more work and time that was being spent on it, the better is the outcome. Right. So now today's topic is basically how to get more comfortable with being uncomfortable. So now, due to the current situation, with the fact that we live in the 21st century and everything is happening at an extremely rapid pace, right? Our brain is rewired to expect everything to happen now in a couple of seconds, whether you like it or not, because it happens on such a regular basis. Your brain is just rewired to think that way. So now, the only way to actually change that is to actively train yourself on a daily basis in order to become more patient. Patience is something that has to be practiced and developed every single day, not once a week, because everything in our life is happening at such a fast pace. So if we don't train ourselves to be patient, then we're going to be impatient. And if we're going to be impatient, then we are going to feel as if we are a failure, insert whatever word you will put in the blank, and therefore will quit. And there is one thing that's guaranteed: when you're not being consistent or when you give up on something that you started, and it's called lack of success. In order to be successful, okay, in anything, okay, but we mainly talk about weight loss, and this is the biggest gap within the weight loss industry nowadays. The fact that you're being told that weight loss is easy and that it's fast, easy and fast.
It can be done fast. I would never argue that it's easy, and I would also argue the faster it happens, the less likely you are to keep it.
But the faster it happens, the more time and the more energy was being spent. However, there's a lot of science that goes into weight loss as well. Because this is a marathon, you have to go at a pace where you can sustain it. Because if you're like, okay, I'm gonna put in all of my time and all of my energy, I'm gonna do cardio 3 hours a day, guess what? If this is not a sustainable pace for you and it's going to sabotage other areas in your life, then that's not sustainable. Okay, so you need to find that happy medium, and you need to harmonize where it is that you're going with your life along as where it is that you're planning on going with your body. Okay, however, the easiest way to get comfortable being uncomfortable is expect whatever it is that you're seeking to achieve to be 10 times harder than you actually think it is.
I'm going to drop some fire. I'm going to light the church on fire.
Right now?
No. First, I want to say yes. You have to set your expectation that this is long term. No matter what you're doing, no matter what good thing you want. You have to set the expectation that this is the journey of life. It's not something you do for 14 days or 30 days or 7 days or 90 days or whatever. This is the rest of your life. And though you may do a program or something that lasts a certain period of time, you have to set your expectation that it goes beyond that. It doesn't just stop there, right? Good, great. There's things that we can apply. Like I know a lot of you are in the transformation or the inner circle or whatever, and this is for a period of time, but that doesn't mean that your journey is only for a period of time. It continues beyond that. The second thing I was going to say is that our focus needs to be on the actions that we're taking. And we've said this before, but the focus, you need to expect long term. You need to focus on the action, not the result or the outcome. Right? And now, if I may talk a little bit about this topic of comfortable versus uncomfortable. Take a seat.
See that?
So think about the last time you were comfortable. And immediately the first thing I think about is like being cozy in bed, right? Like being in the
with
blankets,
a candle
like with
behind
Boogie,
us.
with Boogie and snuggling, right? Like that's comfortable. Okay, so think about comfortable. Now, anytime you're comfortable, is anything getting done?
No.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're working on. If you're working on being intentional or mindful or coming to a peaceful state or something like that for a short period of time, meditation or whatnot. Meditation sometimes is not even comfortable. It depends on what thoughts go through your mind. But I truly believe that there is no, when you're trying to get better, there is no such thing as comfortable. Think about it. There's no such thing as comfortable. It's like there's no such thing as perfection. There's no such thing as comfortable.
Growth happens at the end of your comfort zone.
There is no comfort zone. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It doesn't even exist. You're either uncomfortable because you're not where you want to be, or you're uncomfortable because you're working towards getting to where you want to be. It's all uncomfortable. Figure out which one you want. Right? Like, oh, I got to wake up a little bit earlier. I got to sweat. It's uncomfortable. I got to breathe hard. It's uncomfortable. All my muscles are burning. It's uncomfortable. Oh, I got to skip the chocolate cake. Oh, it's uncomfortable. Or I'm going to be fat and unhappy and lazy and unmotivated and not doing anything with my life and not feel worth anything. How uncomfortable is that? There is no such thing as a comfort zone.
Yeah.
And any descriptive words that I use, if they offended you, I'm not sorry. You get to define yourself. I'm not defining you. I'm just giving examples. But think about if you've been in both places, right? Like I know I've been in both places. I've been uncomfortable. And it's really just a matter of, I know I'm capable of more and I'm not doing it. That is the uncomfortable feeling. I know I'm capable of more, but I'm not reaching.
Yeah.
Or I'm uncomfortable because I'm reaching. There's only two options, uncomfortable and uncomfortable.
What movie is it from? Hold on.
White Chicks. She's the man.
Wait.
The Grinch.
Hold on.
10 Things I Hate About You. 13 going on 30.
I'm not something because I'm fat, and I'm fat because
Oh, I eat because I'm fat, and I'm fat because I eat.
Yes, what movie is that from?
Oh, it's from Austin Powers, Fat Bastard.
Okay, so you just said something really cool, and it reminded me of that. Are you uncomfortable because you're not reaching, or are you not reaching because you're uncomfortable? It's like the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
The more you reach, the more you get used with discomfort, the more you keep on reaching.
I want to hear what you guys have to say.
And that is why when people start seeing success with anything, they end up now raising the bar for themselves. Like, Lindsay Merrifield, who just dropped a comment. Like, I want to give her a huge shout out because she's reaching higher and she's becoming more comfortable with things that were less comfortable before. And then as a byproduct, it's going to make her to reach more and more. And it's like a cycle, right? But here's the thing. It can also happen the other way around, right? So if you're not reaching, you're more uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable in your skin. You're uncomfortable with your lack of integrity because you don't trust yourself, and because of the how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So it's like when you don't trust yourself because you're like, I don't feel like I'm in full control of this, and therefore I would rather not do it because I don't trust myself. Look, I know what this feels like because this was one of my biggest struggles, and this is why I had anxiety for such a long time. And I truly believe that is a big reason why a lot of people struggle with anxiety, because they're not reaching high enough and therefore they're uncomfortable, and as a byproduct they get all these feelings, right, that's being manifested as anxiety. And that's why I think that most people who are taking antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications, I'm not an MD, right, so I'm not going to tell you if you're any of those medications to stop taking them. However, it's probably because you haven't worked on your self-development enough. You need to get more comfortable being uncomfortable. However, that starts with a purpose, right? So you probably haven't been taught all these things, which is why we're here, right? However, when you're in this is what I would call this rut, right? When you feel like you're stuck in this rut, you're uncomfortable reaching because you haven't built that momentum. So, and that's why, like, for anybody who does the first Rise Above workout, like, that is the most incredible thing because you just reached higher by taking the first step, right? And you realize after the first workout, oh, it's not that bad, so I'm gonna do the second, right? However, something else that we have to take into consideration, due to the fact that we do live in the 21st century of instant gratification, everything, right, is the fact that we need to practice patience through consistency. Rome was not built overnight. What makes you think that your body is going to be built overnight? If let's say you go out to eat dinner, right, with your family somewhere, and you end up getting sick, right? That sickness alone is going to manifest itself for like the next 2 days. You drink, let's say Saturday night you had a drink, you end up being hungover all of Sunday. What makes you think that if you did one workout you're now going to see abs? If it takes your body at least 48 hours to get rid of the hangover. Come on now. But here's the thing. I don't blame you if you think that way. That is because our brain, due to the fast pace of living that we have, click of a button, send an email to Amanda in Australia, click of a button, register to our webinar, click of a button, buy a house, right? Like that simple. Right? Like everything is now achieved like at such a fast pace that your brain is expecting that to happen with anything that requires internal development. So whether it's physical development, self-development, anything of that sort, that is not the case. That takes time.
I saw a couple people say that they like the discomfort because it's challenging. Look, if you like it, it's probably because you've been doing it for a while. And my guess is that, look, the first time you do anything, it's not easy. It's right. Scary like too. Everything is difficult until it's not, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if it's new, especially if you failed at it before. So one thing is that getting used to being uncomfortable builds momentum, and that's why we say get comfortable being uncomfortable. It is possible. Now, I don't care. I'm uncomfortable all the time, but it's kind of like I'm okay with it. The other thing that I noticed is a lot of this discomfort has been mentioned with the word fitness or working out or sweating. Look, that's a cop-out. easy to get uncomfortable working out when you've already started the workout. I'm talking about mental discomfort. I'm talking about emotional discomfort. I'm talking about shit that actually moves you forward. You get a good like sweaty workout in, that's great, but it is not going to move you forward like doing the mental work, like internal transformation, like your mindset. That is the uncomfortable I'm talking about.
And this is exactly why so many people who work out look like they're out of shape. Like achieving a complete body transformation and working out is completely different. You see thousands of people at the gym, probably 10 of them look like they have it together. Why is that? That is because the ones who have achieved more than that have focused on the internal transformation. Right? The working out is easy. Why is it easy? It's because you get an instant response, right? Let's say even if it's just bicep curls, your muscles start tingling. You feel a burning sensation. With mindset, it's just uncomfortable and you gotta fucking get through it.
You don't feel like you've immediately accomplished anything. And so now we come back to this immediate result, right? When you work out and you get uncomfortable, you feel sweaty, you feel tired, you feel sore, you feel like you accomplished something immediately, right? So when you do mindset work, it doesn't feel like you've immediately accomplished anything. So it takes more persistence. And can I also say that being like pushing yourself in a workout, yes, like we all want to get better. I've reached a point where I've been extremely athletically competitive in sports and I'm good at them. But at this point in my life, priorities have changed and I've had back surgery and I have other things going on and I have other priorities that I've put higher than me improving my fitness level to a certain degree. Now, because I want to be functional and I want to be strong enough to, I want to maintain as much muscle as I can. So as I get older, I can remain bodily independent, right?
Bodily badass.
But the reason why, so do I need to push myself in a workout now? Not really. I mean, a little bit, but I've got a pretty solid foundation. The only reason now that I push myself in a workout is because it's mental. Mm-hmm. It's because mentally I need to achieve discomfort.
Yes.
Right? Physically, I don't need to. I can maintain. I could what would be considered easy workouts for me all the time. But there are moments when I grind and I push and I go hard because I want to mentally be uncomfortable because that is what moves us forward. Mm-hmm. When you have to fight, it's the mental fight. It's when you have to stay in a battle you don't want to be in.
Yep. Working out is easy. Consistently working out is harder. And that's why weight loss is hard, because it requires consistency and it requires mental discomfort. Doing things that you have to do when you don't feel like doing them. Mm-hmm. Right? Like you're not like people who are fit are not lucky or anything. They have just they've done for a longer period of time the things that they were supposed to do when they didn't feel like it. That's it. Most people don't feel like doing it. Let's say there is a pizza in front of you. It's a lot easier to cave into it when it smells good, when you see it, right? Like the more...
When somebody's handing it to you.
When more sensations are involved, the more likely we are to jump into something, right? Like you see it, you smell it, like you hear other people talk about it, right? And that's why when you have a bite of something, it's a lot easier to just keep on eating it because more sensations are involved, right? But it requires discipline and mental training in order to rise above anything. And it's not just like with a slice of pizza. I'm sure that you guys understand
a bowl of ice cream, whatever it is,
right? And we're not saying that those things should not be in either, right? However, it's the consistency of the guidelines that you have to acquire.
Candace, the first issue and why you feel you struggle with addiction is because you've labeled yourself an addict.
Amen.
Stop doing that. Nobody has to be an addict. You can have struggle with addiction. But when you label yourself addict, and this may not seem like a big deal, but it's just language and mindset. When you label yourself, you are putting upon your character a definition of you as an addict. Mm-hmm. No more. We done. You're not an addict. You struggle with an addiction.
Yeah.
But that verbiage allows your brain to
free itself,
to work with you to get over it, mm-hmm. to get through it. Sarit and I both have addictive personalities, which is why we struggled.
Yeah.
Right? I would say that I also was addicted. Right? When something is like literally a battle for you and consumes your mind and you have to fight it every day, that is an addiction.
I honestly think that we all have an addictive personality. However, I think that most people haven't found the right thing that they're addicted to, so that they're wasting their time being addicted to the wrong things. We should have an episode called From One Addiction to the Next, because that's another thing. When you stop smoking, when you stop using drugs, when you stop drinking, it gets exchanged. I'm going to give you guys a really good example of something that I see a lot of women struggle with. And I will say amateur, because in order for you to get from amateur to like advanced, there's a lot of freedom that's involved and like detachment. Oh, yeah. But girls, women who struggled with an addiction to some kind of food, right? Let's say sugar, junk food or something, now become addicted to cardio. Same thing. Right, just like different manifestation, right? They started seeing results, so now the expectation is that every day they have to get their ass to the gym and do 2 hours of cardio. Hello, like you still have the same problem, right? It's just manifested differently. So right, yeah, and growth through this. Look. Those thoughts that you have when you feel like you are addicted to something don't go away. Mm-hmm. You just become better at managing them. Yes. I still have the urge to binge eat the shit out of the kitchen. Me too. But we've just built so many habits and so many, what would you call them? Like things that help you. Behaviors. Like we've built behaviors that make us bulletproof for that. Like it's an absolute non-negotiable, because we trained our mind to think in the future of how this is going to affect us, and we know how much work it took us in order to get here. But you know what? It's also the concept of momentum. The longer you do it, if you would have asked me 10 years ago if I would have be able to go, months at a time without eating ice cream, I would have fucking laughed at you. You are shitting yourself. Yeah. That is never going to happen. Right. And now I just yes, I still love ice cream just as much as I did back in the day. But I can say no to it. Mm-hmm. Right? That is powerful. That is freedom. That is freedom. When you actually feel like you have control. When you can say no to something that used to once control you. And you say no to it because you choose not to want to have it. Yeah, it's not like it's not that have to. No. Like a lot of people can say no, like at their beginning phases, but like they will think about it for the rest of the night, right? It's like no, it's a battle. It's a battle because they want to, but they choose not to. But choosing not to because you authentically don't want to, that's like another level of freedom. Yeah. Freedom. Yeah. And confidence is built in your wins, the small wins that you have all the time. So each time you overcome, or each time, let's say you win the battle, mm-hmm. celebrate that. Because each time you get stronger and you get better, and it does get easier. Yeah. So, you know, I want to bring up one more thing before we close this off. You know, in this weight loss industry, right? It's very easy to be jaded as a consumer. So you need to pay very close attention to the message that is being sent to you as a consumer. Aside from the fact that selfishly you shouldn't listen to anybody else but us, because here is where the truth happens. But I know that there is a lot of noise out there.
There's a lot of good people out there too. It's just, you find your person and make sure they're just telling the truth.
Yeah, and don't just listen to so many sources. Just pick one. Like whoever, like, you know, you feel connected with on a deeper level, just stick to them and immerse yourself with them as much as possible.
Only recommendations I would have is, for one, that person or those people or whoever continue to show personal growth in their own selves. They don't think they're perfect.
Yeah.
Fucking hate that when people are like, I know everything. Come listen to me. I've said shit on this show too where I've had to apologize. Like, I don't know everything, and sometimes I open my big ass mouth before I think about things I'm going to say. So
we even had debates where you called me out. I remember.
Yeah, or if I disagree with something, I'm gonna tell. Anyways, find the people, for one, you connect with. For two, who don't appear to know everything, because nobody does. We're all learning. We all should be learning, right? We're all a work in progress. Find somebody who's been in the trench that you're in and has made it through the other side. Ooh, big deal. And that's probably why a lot of you are actually here listening to us. You're like, ah, shit, they've gone the journey. They talk about everything that consumes my mind. And the only way that we would know that is if we lived it. Yeah. The only way that we actually can deeply assess and dive in and analyze all of these minute details is because it was our life for years.
Yeah, and it still is. We're just way in it, like way advanced in it. So, you know, like, don't expect anything that requires any sort of development to ever be fast or ever be easy, right? Yes, you can get faster results. However, in order to speed up the rate at which you're seeing results, that will require more time that's being managed effectively with the elements that will involve you taking a step forward, and also more energy output with regards for that. And it's easy. It's so easy for people to say, oh, I want this, blah, blah, blah. But if you like really get down and ask them, like, okay, how much time and energy are you willing to expend each and every day with regards for that? Oh, I only have like 15 minutes. For one, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. But here's the thing, there's so many elements that go into it, but the level at which you desire to achieve something will be manifested through your words. If you want something bad enough, you will do whatever it takes to achieve it.
You have enough time.
And
you have enough money. You have enough energy.
Yeah, you have it all. Otherwise, if you don't really want it, you will come up with excuses. So remember, it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy.
But it can be simple.
And it should be simple.
And it should be simple. Which is why you need to register for the webinar if you have not already.
Yes.
Look, I think I said this last time, so my joke's not going to be funny this time. But I will reach through the phone and I will type on your keyboard for you and I will register you. Because we have some amazing things to share with you there too, right? Like we want to deliver all of this and we do this for free, and and you know what? I think it was Lindsay said, yes, Lindsay, thank you so much. Like we understand that something that everybody wants, not everybody, most of the world, and pretty much 99% of all women want to lose weight, want to look better or feel better in their bodies in one way or another. And it's really for mental reasons too. It's not even about the weight or any of that. And we know that. And so the way in which we get to you is weight loss, right? But we have so much more to teach because of the lessons that we've learned in our weight loss.
Yep.
And I got an epic photo from my mom this weekend of when I was like in high school or something. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize I was that fat in high school.
Me too. And one of the photos that my mom sent me, I was actually wearing my brother's t-shirt because I got to a point where I couldn't fit in my clothes. And I was like, I refuse to get new clothes. I refuse to. So I ended up going to my brother's wardrobe.
I think I was also wearing my brother's t-shirt.
Yeah.
We should post these on the Erin Sarit page.
No, they're gonna need to check out the webinar in order to see it. So if you haven't already, you need to register to the webinar. This thing is actually easy. All it takes is one click of a button. Tammy, if you can do us a huge favor and drop the link, improveyousolutions.com /webinar. Literally 2 clicks. click to the page that Tammy will drop below, and then click yourself in order to
click yourself
to register. Whatever.
She doesn't know what she's saying.
I don't know what I'm saying half of the time, but you guys feel me, and that's all that matters.
Anyways, I think that we're good. Yeah,
we're good.
You guys have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us. I feel good about that. You feel good about that?
Yeah.
Great.
Today was good.
Awesome. So thank you guys for being here and joining us. We love you all every single time, and I hope that you now get to go smash your day.
Heather Hernandez. Okay, so I'm going to give you one extra step since the link was not dropped. improveyousolutions.com /webinar.
Yeah. It's also posted on the Erin and Sarit page. I will post it there. If you're in our community anywhere, you're going to see it somewhere. So anyways,
I'll just message it to you. How about that? So you'll have less steps.
We love you guys.
Take care, you guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.